in terms of relationships with God, I was speaking to somebody just yesterday who's having some relationship issues, but really through the conversation, we came to the realization that the biggest obstacle is the relationship he has with himself. And he said that the day before we met, he was on the train and he was actually talking out, he's very normal, but talking out loud to himself in the train, like really like yelling at himself and actually
really?
yelling
Wow.
at God.
Wow.
And I was of course really curious. And of course I knew we were going to talk about this idea on our podcast. So I said, well, what were some of the things you said to God? Because I haven't had that voice. I haven't heard that conversation. Maybe I had a time in my life where I was like that. I think we all are. But I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. He said that he was thinking that God was a punishing God. What do you want me to do? Why are you making me suffer? Why aren't you showing me the way out? I'm doing everything right. I'm trying so hard to be perfect and still it's not going my way. And making deals with God. And that one really resonated because I remember I did that when Josh was born. For those of you who know us intimately or even just listen to us, he was born with Down syndrome. And I remember I wanted the doctors to take the test again. And they said, well, we're 99% sure the test's not going to lie. And at that point, they said, no, he has Down syndrome. I said, what does it matter if you just take another test? They eventually agreed to do it the next day. And those 24 hours, I made deals with God. Please, if you just...
Share that with me, did you?
I don't think we were that close in the way we are now then. I mean, these are the kinds of things that, my not kind self narrative, right? And, please just make him not have this. I'll do anything. And then when a few months after he was born and I got to the other side of this and I realized how lacking I was, you can call it faith, but I want to call it certainty in my connection with the Creator and also with myself. And it opened so many other things, but I find it laughable that that's where I was really making deals with God. And it just doesn't work like that. So I now we can talk about God, but I think that that's where a lot of people live. They'll have even people who believe, they'll have a certain amount of faith until it's tested. And then this becomes a conversation. And so this punishing God I want to talk about versus the reality of what God really is.